Do you trust the process? Are you trusting the process, and what does it take? What if it takes you confidence to actually do something you are really scared of? What do you do? Are you someone who says, okay, I'm just going to talk to other people and then we'll see what's going to happen? Or are you saying, you know, I just don't believe that this is going to work. So why bother? Well, Cheeky Joe, if correct, is going to join me in just a little bit. I myself just came from a concert from Ingve Malmsteen, and those who actually saw the description, which I posted on Instagram yesterday, they know that I was a little nervous. So why was I a little nervous? And I don't feel nervous anymore, by the way. For one, I'm going to sleep somewhere where I haven't slept before. So for you, this should be a different background, a new background, one you're not used to. And that's because I'm staying over at someone else's place. So today, in order to arrange it, first of all, tomorrow I'll be in Fox makeup, and there's none other than the hairdressers who can get my hair to curl the way it does right now, which I need tomorrow. So I was like, okay, go to the hairdressers. I'm going to get some camera equipment because I want to do some interviews tomorrow with some other people, and this is followed by um, this was followed by driving here and going to see Ingrid Malmsteen, which I did. And so they said, yeah, you can sit on a bar stool, which was correct. I could, which was kind of cool. Hi, Mariella. If you want to join, just let me know. Then I'll give you the invite link and you can join me. Tiki Joe is supposed to join me too. So I'm talking about trusting the process and what it takes. Um, anyway, um, I got a wonderful steed, which was a little closer to the stage. So at first they wanted to put me in the back, and I was like, I know the people here. That shouldn't be necessary. So then, of course, I saw head security, and I was like, "Hey, Tom, how are you?" And he was like, "Yeah, cool. Yeah, I'll arrange something." So he did it on the right side, and then someone came up to me and said, "No, just say it on the left side." And there I ended up sitting in front of the stage. Yay! So happy me. Well, Mariella, do you want to join? Shall I post the invite link? Like here. I'm not sure why Cheeky Joe isn't there yet. So tomorrow is going to be a different story. I'm just going to send her the StreamYard link one more time. Hang on. For the people who are wondering, what is she doing? Well, normally, oh, that's the way it works. Well, I've learned something new. When I do copy on one machine, then I can do paste on another one. You know. Anyway, so tomorrow, I am going to go to Kiss. So that's why I'll be in Fox makeup. That's why I need the hair the way it is right now. And we are going to go VIP. And no, it's not that I have too much money, but it's probably the last time that they will perform. And having said so, I do know I am so aware that they have announced it multiple times. Hey, Mariella. Um, and I'm going to get you in a sec. Um, but for some reason, I do believe that, and there's Joe too. I'll get you in, ladies, in just a sec. That this is going to be the last one, so I was like, okay, let's go VIP. But VIP apparently cannot have any problems with their mobility, so I got standing seats, and that's about all they can do. And that's why I'm a little bit nervous about tomorrow, but just now, like a couple of hours ago, I also heard that you can do a sound check and actually do a Q&A with them. I was like, hey, that's earlier. So that might be the answer. So um, let's have Joe join and let's have Mariela join. Hello, ladies.
Hi, how are
Hello.
you?
Hiya.
So, we are talking about trusting the process and we are talking about applying confidence. And there's Anna too. Hi, Anna. Oh, you're getting a full amount of people here. That's good. So, Joe, what would you like to say about confidence when it comes to trusting the process? Because that was a very interesting one. Um, and then Mariella, maybe you can pitch in too, but let's do
Sure,
it in turns.
let's go, Joe.
Okay, so
Okay.
Joe.
Yeah. Um, yeah, confidence is a big thing, a part of your life. Um, I lost a lot of my confidence, obviously, when hubby died. Um, my self-esteem, everything, I just lost it all completely. And I never had no, like, just obviously, after I met you, bit by bit, I noticed my confidence slowly getting more and more. And I had some photos done last week,
You did some
and I
photos?
was and I was like, oh, shall I post them, Sean? And I was like, I don't know, shall I? And obviously I did, and I did get some really lovely responses. Um,
Oh,
and and that was a bit of a confidence boost because people were saying beautiful things.
no way.
There she
And
is.
Oh, okay.
Isn't she
I was
beautiful?
wondering because your face looked beautiful today, Joe.
oh,
I'm so
thank
proud.
you,
I'm happy that that's going on. But go ahead, keep talking
thank you.
because
Yeah,
I
no,
see.
it's just, and obviously I noticed my confidence is slowly coming back, and that's all thanks to Lady Lexi, because
Mm,
without meeting her, I don't know what mess I'd be in or what I'd be like now. I'd be a total wreck, I think. I would probably be like hiding in a shell, to be fair. Um,
mhm.
I'm pulling you out every time.
yeah, I know. And it's like, it's mad because
Come on.
like
Come on.
last year, I would never believe that I would be doing this,
Mhm.
chatting live, talking about my past, everything, where I kept everything inside, like all the traumas, everything from the age 3 up to whenever, and it's just I never ever thought that this would ever happen. So, and obviously, there's something about you, Lady Lexi, that you bring this out on people in a good way,
That's
definitely.
you,
good.
you
Yeah,
know,
and it's
today
true.
someone asked me, don't you ever get tired of asking certain things? And I'm like, it's if I want something, then I need to ask it. So I don't know if you heard the beginning. I told that I was a little bit nervous about today and also about tomorrow because I am VIP, but I still don't know if I can stand at the front and lean against the fence. So today I was able to sit on the bar stool and it went from all in the back to hey Tom manager, of the security. And then of course he said, yeah, I'll help you out. And then someone else came, oh, you know what, don't sit on the right
Ah,
side, go sit on the left side. And then I was sitting in front of all the people, so instead of just in front of the bar, I was actually sitting in
open the
front of
door.
the stage, which was kind of
Open the
cool.
restaurant.
But I heard today about actually being able to do the sound check and Q&A, and I was already wondering about why is there no sound check, but apparently you had to do it through the Kiss shop, um, and I now did. So again, I asked them, okay, please help me out here because blah 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 yada yada yada. I sent them the link to the Instagram post, also sent them the pictures or one picture of Gabby and me in fox makeup. So, and that's the only way I can see if I can get it done. But I do know that I can talk to them, prior to the concert. So I can probably ask them, okay, do me a favor, help me out here. So I can lean against the fence and I don't have to be in the middle of the stage. You just put me somewhere. And it feels different. It feels different. It's like the the struggle and like the knot in my stomach, it's gone. It's weird. But anyway, the friend asked me, don't you get tired of asking? And I was like, no. Because that's the only way I get an answer. So so confidence, Mariella,
Confidence.
and
I
trusting the process, the combination.
trusting the process. I think you can do. Your confidence can they depending on trusting the process because you know confidence you either have it or you don't, or sometimes there are days that you have it, there are a bunch of days you can have it, then there are other days that you don't, on which example with me, like confidence and stuff like that, I personally feel there are days that I feel that I am pretty and there are days that I don't, and the days that I'm feeling, you know, the way I don't, it starts by coloring my hair. It starts by well, for me personally, trusting the process is very hard because there are days that example, there are days that that I do suffer from like not being able to not think about alcohol. I don't know, it's hard not to, like, that's why sometimes you see me a lot in the house because honestly with you, like, it's hard to the point where I can drive, that I can walk around and I'm like, no, 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 no. We're going to the grocery store. Today was like, I took my daughter. So today, this past 2 days, lady, 3 days, well, maybe two. Okay, I have not drank, but the previous day, obviously, I did relapse, and whenever I relapse, I end up doing something drastic, on which I end up shaving my hair. But at the same time, I was going at the same time I was going through like emotionally, basically, when you trust in the process and things are not speeding the way that you want them to go, like me personally, me waiting for, it's very difficult, especially if you like trying to do something financially, like example, trusting the process is very hard because in my thing, trusting the process is like, with my daughter, So I have a lot of stuff on my plate also with, financial stuff. Example, like when, you have people that they don't understand exactly where you are, and then me telling you, about that, the autism, and also, being able to just have your own space and all this stuff, that has definitely affected me mentally, physically, emotionally, because I personally am the type of person that I do not like people to tell me no. So when they tell me no, I kind of like, and then the fact that I can't do nothing about it, and then the fact that I know they're wrong, and then, and then I feel sometimes, that they degrade you in some way. Because when you're trying to trust the process, and like example, today I was like, I wanted it to tape it. I was like calling the lady. I was so upset, and I was telling her about that. We've been waiting for them to release her money for almost like 3 months, on which, I personally went into debt, a lot of debt, and me borrowing. Stop. Sorry, me borrowing, like, money from my family and stuff like that. I don't like that. I don't like to be able to not be in control, and that to me, trusting the process, and then me waiting for my business, and like, not, it's basically, it's like a block that holds you back, and me not being able to move how I want to. and either physical, mentally, emotionally, like I can. There are days that I want to be able to do more than I can, and the days that I do more than I can, I overdo myself to the point where you saw me kind of like collapse and like I couldn't move. And then there are days where I can go on, like today, me, there has been 2 days that I haven't drank the liquor, but it's it has been to the point where I gotta pray as I drive down, to be like, what, let me not stop there, let me not. Today I went, I talked to them about my hot sauce and stuff like that, because there are days that I pull my you see me in the kitchen, you see me doing stuff, you see me trying to promote this, but just the frustration, the fact that I feel like I know what I want with everything, with my housing, the situation, with my financial situation. It's just knowing that you have so much going on, but people hold you back. And then today I will have loved to like tape it. I was talking to, like, for my daughter, and and I'm explaining to them, and I was like, you guys not understanding, you are damaging me, because I'm into the point that I am distracting myself, on which it affects my children, and you just see me like getting frustrated just for my daughter, like doing, so I'm getting myself. So what today the lady, it was like, I talked to her, but for her just saying, like, I was like, do I need to get a lawyer? And then her saying like what a lawyer is gonna do. There's 300 other people waiting for the same situation as you have, and that broke my heart. That one right there, it was like a stab in the heart. And so I was like, that's why I said that trusted, and that was the perfect moment, because trust the process is like, I was like, what, I gotta do this 10 minutes things about trust the process. And and it's just like right now I'm going through a lot. I'm holding on, except, but I just feel like I've been holding on for a thread for so long, and like, either if it's for with her house and with her information, with my own stuff, with the COVID, with everything, like, like her, she had like Joe, she lost her family member. People don't understand how much mental health and trust in the process is hard. It's hard when you have, like, that's why I stay listening to the movement makers. I stay doing listening to whatever I'm doing. I don't watch that much cheap TV. I just basically watch mostly learning stuff. I try to do whatever I can on my own. I try to stay away from clubs. I try to stay away, but it's just like basically a demon that has controlled me my entire life, that it has pushed my family away. It has pushed my daughter away. It's something that I have, like, basically two personalities. Like, I have the personalities, which is this, and then there's another personality, which it comes when, your anxiety attacks, when the depression hits through. So, and then I become mimic. I personally think I'm mimic, because then I become like almost like a two person, like, you see in it, you will see in the posters you follow it, but just to let you know, is trust in the process is one of the hardest thing that I personally been struggling since I've been little, because I always been on my own. I always had to fend for myself, and unfortunately, you know I guess I fend for the wrong thing. Especially if you've been to trauma, abuse, and everything else. You seem to, it's something like people say, like, how can you just snap out of it? I snap out of it. I've been trying to snap out of it for like years, and I just haven't been able to control it. I mean, I can control it, but the situation right now is not helping what I can control. You know what I'm saying? I feel like so disorganized, because I have everything organized, everything in place, but my head is just like a fuck. Excuse me, it's like a egg scramble egg, but
Yeah.
like my egg head.
Scrambled, yeah. I hate
Yeah.
people that tell you to snap out of it. They really don't understand, and it's so
No.
frustrating because they don't suffer with mental health and they don't realise what goes through our heads when
And
we're
it's
like that.
mhm.
And it's so annoying that people can sit there and go,
It's
"Oh,
not
just
out of
get
it.
up, just get up, just snap out of it. Come on, you could." Oh yeah. Do you really think that I would if it was that easy? It's not. People
I'll
just
be
do not
laughing now.
understand. I could really hug you now, Bless you. You've been going
I'm
for a really
hugging you
rough
from here.
time. You're going for a really rough time, aren't you?
Yeah, and I saw you too,
Bless you.
Joe, and I'm proud of you. I know you got your own
Thank
daughter,
you.
and you went through
Oh,
your
thank
stuff.
you.
But to see you from last week, YouTube, to see you now, I want you to keep those pictures, post them, and put them up. And just remember, you got those beautiful blue eyes and the beautiful dark hair. Oh my
Oh,
God.
thank you.
So yeah,
Bless
so
you. Thank
stay
you.
up. That's all we can do is just encourage each other. So I personally
Yeah.
like being around, like, I was actually with Evan and I was listening to that then or whatever, because it's inspired me. I will listen to the whole entire time, Terry, and anything, I don't care, I will listen to it. So I was listening to that, but I was like, you know what, let me speak on this because I don't think people understand what
No.
damage they are doing, especially if you have children that are um
Exactly.
special needs, especially
Yeah.
if you have people with mental health. I've been telling them for almost 3 years, to move me. No, 5 years. She's about to be six soon, in 3 or 4 years. And then I guess whoever was doing the paperwork, that's what I get mad because the government sends out so much money. They give people power to the people, where it's supposed to be sending the stuff or helping people out. They're not helping. They just, I don't even know what the hell they did with the money because I've been fighting. I legit today had to tell her, and the note says, I'm not stupid, and the note says, if you were affected by financially whatever, they're supposed to release my daughter's money, and they're not releasing her money. That's money that is supposed to be helping her. There are, and they're like, yeah, but you know what? I was like, I'm not stupid. I was like, and then I was like, you know what? You crying about it, or being upset is not gonna change anything. And do you, and I was like, you know what, do I need a lawyer? And then when she said, what a lawyer's gonna do, oh my God, I just wanted her to go be like, listen, the thing is open right now, and then I would be in trouble. So then I have to be like, because my anger, honestly with you, that's why I think I self-destruct, because I personally, when I get mad and I can't do nothing, I start crying, and then I start self-destructing. So because
Mm.
either
Makes sense.
self-destructing because they don't understand.
Because you got nobody there to support you. You don't have
Yeah.
no support. That's why you're
Mhm.
feeling the way you are. You've got nobody around you
Yeah,
to
and
help
then
you or support you.
it accepts,
And
accepts my daughter because she said today to me, she said like, Ma, I think, all we do is fight. All we do is are fighting. Like, because as a teenager, I'm trying to give her the responsibilities that she not supposed to have as a
mm,
teenager. You know what I mean? Like, she should be able to be okay with, and then I feel like a idiot. Like, I feel like a stupid parent because, she says like she said, I don't know, but I think I'm gonna move to my dad with my dad. And then in my head, I was like, you know what? Maybe, yeah, you're right. Go. Maybe, you know what I'm saying? Like, maybe that might help you, and maybe us not arguing might be something else. But it's just like, it's like we are stuck. We are stuck somewhere that it's not right. You know what I'm saying? And it's the thing is, it's like it pissed me off because I was like, I told them, I was like, listen, you legit thinking that I'm gonna give whatever money and I'm gonna go on vacation. I would love to go on vacation, but we are here like trying to, I wanted lunch. A lot of the stuff that I ever used for my hot sauce has been out of my own pocket. You know what I mean? So, or like whatever I done or whatever has been around this household, whatever I give, it's stuff that is it came out of my pocket, and me trying to ask for the government, like, um, it's hard. It's hard because honestly, with you, I'm not in the right mind to actually like do a 9 to 5 right now or like 8 to 3. Like I'm
Yeah,
not.
and
not
that's
mentally.
the whole
Yeah.
problem. It's the people who make use of the system in a bad way. They are usually sound of mind, so they know what to say. And because of those people, the people who do not know what to say because they don't feel very well, are actually in a disadvantage. And so what you should need, I think, is someone who knows about your situation, maybe a good friend or someone, and to be on the phone with you or go with you. I'm almost um I'm always like almost like maybe you should take your teenage daughter with you so they can actually see it and she can talk
No,
about the
because
situation at
the
home.
problem is that that thing is still closed to the public. So it's been closed to the public for 3 years. I've been every time I call them, either I get a message or the person don't call me back, and my paperwork has been bouncing for almost 3 years. So it's just like that. It's been like that. So, but I what I told her, I told them I was like I'm gonna try to I'm gonna have my sister write a letter today. I'm gonna have my sister and my mom because some of the money has been borrowed by them. So I just don't want to go back on my feet. I want to go back to where I used to be.
Yeah, that totally makes sense. And you want to be heard. You want to be
Yeah.
Yeah.
seen, you want to be helped, you want to be supported. And this is an invisible enemy you're fighting against. First of all, they don't respond. They send things back, and so I don't know who you eventually talk to, but they don't see you, and they don't believe your situation. So that's what
No,
I
that is a
uh,
problem. Yeah.
so what I normally do when I'm working with my clients is actually that I make it into a threesome phone call. So I call on behalf of the client, and then I'll explain to them this is what's going
Yeah.
on. And then of course they say, yeah, we need to talk to him too. And I say, okay, oh, hang on. And then he's there and he introduces himself,
Yeah.
and then he says, okay, talk to Lexi now, please. And so you need a little bit of leverage from someone who can vouch for you.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah.
I think I'm gonna actually this week. I think this week I'm gonna schedule an appointment with my doctor. My physical. So that's
Hmm.
another thing. Also, you gotta So I'm gonna schedule an appointment with my physical therapist. I mean, with my
Hmm.
doctor, and I'm also gonna tell him that I might need extra help, on which is maybe I might need a therapist, on which
I think you do. I think you
yeah,
do.
I'm
Oh,
gonna
I'm
see a
certain you
therapist.
do.
I'm gonna see the medication, the
Definitely.
start medication, and I'm also gonna talk to them to see if there is a medication or a shot on which, so I can start. I want to start cleansing to the point where I want to. It'd be nice to be able to drink, but you know what I'm saying, and to be able to be like, okay, I had enough.
Hmm.
But there are some people that are addicted that they don't know how to control it. They just
No.
sabotage until you sabotage. And that's how I've been my whole entire life. I can go in, I can be okay like the whole week, and then out of the blue a little demon starts talking to me. Like the whole week I can go okay, whatever, or whatever, like a whole day. But it's just like it's something that is just, it's like that's basically my demon. That's my other personality that wants to come out.
Yeah,
And
well, probably someone said something to you, like no, for instance, you didn't feel hurt. You were like, how on earth am I going to cope today?
yeah.
Especially with your 5, almost 6 year old, when she's constantly asking you stuff, and then you're talking to other people and they don't hear you. That's when you actually when it's like, you know what? Forget it all. and that's actually when you need someone to talk to say, hey, I'm on the verge of getting a drink, help me here so I don't get a drink. But it's
Yeah.
just it's that's one thing. But the other, of course, is you need someone to support you. And
Yeah.
having a doctor write a letter about your situation, but also about the situation of your little girl. those two things are doctors are believed. They have certain credibility. So the one who needs to unleash get the funds released for you, if they see a letter from a medic or a doctor of uh, whether it's a psychiatrist or the family doctor or whoever, someone he knows about it, and they see the diagnosis, like, hey, oh, there's someone in severe autism. Okay, yeah, okay, now we see, but they cannot trust you just on you.
No, they have paperwork. They got paperwork and everything, but they just haven't
Then
done it.
then then maybe you should actually hire a lawyer
Yeah,
or
I
at
think you
least
need a
someone.
lawyer because that's ridiculous. How can they not be paying you for your child's illness? She has a disability.
Yeah, no, that's
Uh,
that's basically like it's basically that's when I apply. I basically applied 3 years, 3 or 4 years ago. So basically, that's money that they have kept me waiting and borrowing for 3 years. So now that she has it, but whatever they send out, I personally barely can make it. Whatever. Let's say if it's 500, the 500 don't go nowhere. You got your car payment, which is what $300. Then you have your insurance, which is another two. So the boom, there goes the 500. No food stamps, no nothing. Food is expensive. And then you got your cell phone bill, you got what else, your electric bill, you have the oil to put on the car, you got gas that went up, you got. So it's not like, I'm not saying like, oh, so I can go do my nails, because I can do that. I could say no, it's not to do my hair, because I can do my own hair whatever. But at the minutes when I was doing whatever, that was out of mind, my situation. But I end up screaming at that lady because I'm telling her, I was like, in the letter it says, if you went to dead or you have created dead during the pandemic or during this waiting, you might be eligible to send out more money in order to help you with the bills. So I've been telling them that. So what I'm gonna do is and I send all the information. I send everything that they needed it, and they just like, well, yeah,
yeah, the same as
no.
here. They're the same
So
here. They won't. They don't care. They don't
Yeah,
care.
so that's why you need someone who talks on your behalf. You looked
yeah,
at it without the emotions that you feel.
I know. I went off
And
of her, but I didn't mean to. It's just like I just like sometimes that's the problem. That's what I have. It's when sometimes I like accumulate, 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 and then when I go off, oh my God, there she goes.
yeah,
Because
but
whoever
it
gets
makes
it is
sense.
because it's like, oh my God. And then after you do it, it's like, I'm sorry. I'm tired of saying sorry. I'm tired of telling people sorry. I'm tired of telling my daughter I'm sorry. After I finish screaming at her, I'm my big one. So right now she's pissed off at me.
Yeah, but she
And then
probably also understands. She sees what's going on.
stressed
What
out.
what what I have learned is you need someone beside you who is less emotionally involved. He
Hmm.
knows where to go to.
Uh huh.
So, have you reached out to Ellen, the one who we talked to a while ago?
No, no, I didn't. I mean, I think she sent me the information, but I am going to. I just gonna do some of the paperwork that I need to do for the baby, and so hopefully that. Muchas gracias. Claro. Esto es el down payment. Yeah. Ya el próximo mes tú empiezas a pagar. 30, right? Sí, algo ahí. One second, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, if you mute, then I'll go on with Joe,
O llámame tú
or I can do that myself,
para
probably.
un show de cocina. Te quiero.
Yeah, Joe, we can go on for a sec.
Yeah, she's really under a lot of pressure, isn't she?
Yeah, she absolutely is. Oh, I don't know. She doesn't know she's muted. So let's unmute Mariela again. Yeah,
I
I'm
end
sorry,
up
I
like,
muted you for
oh,
the time
great,
being
great,
that you
great.
were talking to someone else.
I'm so sorry.
But you
Okay.
you need someone beside you who is a little less emotionally involved. knows about the whole stuff, but of course you have to find the energy to actually reach out to them.
Yeah.
But
No,
but
no,
the
no.
first thing
I think
starts
I had
with
enough today.
yeah,
I had enough today because I end up screaming at the person, and that right there we can't have, and
yeah.
you know.
Yeah, but it's understandable. I mean, if you are emotionally charged,
And
then
stress
then
and
it's
yeah.
yeah, exactly. That's when it gets really
Yeah.
hard, and
And you
that's
start
when
getting angry, yeah, you start getting
Yes.
angry, so you'll just snap at anybody, anything that's around you. I've been
yeah,
there, and it is horrible. It is horrible because you don't realise you're doing it. You'll think you're not, but you are, and then it's like, it's you just don't realise what's happening. It's
No. No
This is the
chair.
problem.
No. Look at her go.
oh yeah, I can see.
No.
Oh, that's so cute.
Look. Look
Looks
at
like
her
Minnie
go.
Mouse.
Okay. Okay. This is what I deal with. There she
yeah.
goes.
well, I'm going to
Oh,
talk for Joe while we are watching what you do. So I'm going to
be
mute you
careful.
for a moment so you can just focus on my art.
Out
Or
of there.
we can just
Sorry
let
about that.
wait because I'm curious, Joe, because you of course have experienced something similar.
Yeah.
So um, how about you? Because you always leaned on your hubby. Of course,
Yeah,
he's no longer there, and I believe that's where sort of the trouble started. I mean, it's not just about missing him, as in yeah, the personal loss and the pain that comes with losing someone and the trauma,
yeah,
but it's also the person you were counting on to help you out
yeah,
is no
yeah.
longer there. So
It's
you
no
miss
longer
him
there. Yeah,
for several
and
reasons,
it's
just like
yeah,
Mariela doesn't have someone to
hmm
help her out. So I usually go to friends and all that stuff. But you, Joe. So
yeah, yeah. It is hard because obviously, as I said, whenever anything wrong, my husband would deal with it. He would like always there. He'd sort it out, or if we had anything like do, we'd do it together, and everything like that. And then all of a sudden, that's gone, and it's like, oh my god, how am I going to cope? What am I supposed to do? How am I going to deal with life on my own? It was like just being a single mum again, and it was really scary. And obviously, trying to reach out to certain people, I found it really hard. As I found it hard to talk to people, I found it very hard to trust people as well. I have a very thing in trusting people. I'm very weary. And it was hard. I mean, they always say when things happen, you find out who your true friends are. And it's
Oh,
so
that's for sure.
true. That is so true. And like, it was just so hard. And I was just in such a state. Obviously, I had my children, but my eldest daughter had her own child. So she's had a life to live. And obviously, I had to deal with Ellen, who's going through depression, self harming due to losing her dad because she was so close with her dad. And
Mm.
so I was dealing with that as well. And I've always had my husband's support, and then all of a sudden, no, it's just left to me. And then obviously, I did that page for Jason, the game, my favourite actor, just put in my quotes and that. And that's how I met Lady Lexi because she liked one of and she commented on my post, and that was it.
Yay.
It's sort of,
That's
you
good.
know, we started talking, and then like, I sort of got to know her a bit more, and I started trusting her, and I thought, yeah, I think I could tell her, I think I could trust her. I know she wouldn't, and I did, and I started telling you little bits, didn't I? Little bits eventually, more and more and more, and then eventually I told her the whole of my, you know, traumas from life from age of 3 from up to now, So, And
And right
it's
now, you are telling not just me and not just Mariella, but you are
mm,
also telling those who might watch it,
yeah,
potential viewers who may be in a similar situation. By the
yeah,
way, I don't know if you've seen it, but Anna actually said beautiful pictures of you, talks about you as beautiful friends. She also was like, yeah,
yeah,
it's hard. And
yeah,
yes, this is it was because you shared a little bit
mm,
with the quotes. So of course I like the quotes or the
yeah.
posts, the
But you
pictures and
knew
all.
something. But you knew, didn't
Yeah,
you?
there was
There was
more to
something
it. It
there.
was what
Yeah.
you wrote down
Mm,
accompanying, which said to me like, hey, there's more going on. And that's what I reacted to.
mm,
And I probably knows this as well. And I said something, and then I reacted to what she said.
yeah.
And that's how people get to trust other people, because it's like, okay, if you reach out and you say some words and the right people read it, then they will pick up on it. So Mariella, when we were doing the live, Ellen was there and Ellen immediately reacted to it, but Ellen doesn't know what's going on when it comes to you being too tired to do something about it. um, Maybe she could have known. I mean, she knows a little bit about your situation, but sometimes we do need to reach out to other people, and hence that question that I got asked today, like, oh my God, you keep asking people over and over and over again, and I'm like, yeah, second nature, and it gets me places. I mean, telling today, like, to the guy from you helped me, sit in front of the audience. Like, you know what? I finally, since half a year, I've been able to walk without crutches. Yeah, okay. At first my knee had to cave in, but look, here I am. And it was so nice to be able to say so. And then the whole other people picked up on it. So when they talked about who I was going to see, I actually shared a story about it. I said, well, it's not just because I grew up with the guy, but it's also twofold because my mom liked classical music and she died a year ago. And the only thing we found common ground on was her listening and recognizing what he was playing, and people do react to it when you reach out
Yeah.
a little bit.
Yep,
So
definitely.
I guess that makes all the difference, and that's what you're doing too. You are reaching out to people,
Yeah, definitely. It
and
is getting, yeah. It's just nice to be able to talk about things now,
Mhm,
whereas before it was so hard, I'd be like, oh my God, no. I mean, I told you things even that half of my children didn't even know, you know?
mhm.
And it's, as I said, it's just the trust of trusting somebody, you know? And obviously it helped because my confidence is slowly picking up, and I've spoken to people as well who are suffering too. So it's nice to be able to, talk to them and give them a little bit of help, and reach out.
So what has it done for you that you posted those pictures? We've seen them, and I said beautiful pictures. So,
Yeah.
what were the responses, and how have the responses helped you?
Um, I was nervous. I'm thinking, oh, people are probably going to go, oh God, what's she posting them for? Attention seeker, blah blah blah. Do you know what people are like? And I'm thinking, I thought, do you know what? I'm going to post it. If I get too many negatives, then I'll just delete them. I'll just take them off. But I got such lovely responses. Um, People inboxing me as well, saying, well done, bringing up, boosting your confidence. And it has boosted my confidence up a bit because it's made me feel a bit more, it's hard to say the word. It's made me realise that I can do things I want to do. If I put my mind to it and get the courage, I can achieve it. We can all achieve things if we put our mind to it and, really focus on doing that, And as I said, it took me a few days to actually post them, but eventually I did. And it did make me feel good about myself a bit, reading the comments, from people. I was like, oh, that's really nice. It's nice to hear that, and people and things like that. So it does give you that sort of boost of confidence slowly but surely. It will get there more,
Yeah,
but
I see a big
slowly.
smile on Mariella's face. So what are you thinking when Joe's saying so?
Um, well, what I told you is that it was so nice to see you from last week. Last week we had a live. You had a little headache from your water explosion.
Yeah. Oh, don't even go there with that.
And,
So,
but today, smiling, which is awesome. She has a fan going through her hair. So yeah, yeah, it's nice to see you, Joe.
oh, thank
Coming
you.
out of that shell. It's nice to see you, trying
Thank you.
to, get out and just be your beautiful self again.
Oh, she's
Oh,
gone, bless her. Oh, she
yeah, probably
disappeared.
something with the connection.
Yeah.
Ah,
Yeah.
there you are. You
Well,
were gone.
we hope to see you like that one day soon. Start seeing you more
Oh,
confidence.
yes. Yeah,
And
You
you know, whenever you
really
need,
need help. You
I
definitely need
know.
to get some help. You need therapy to help you out, for one. Obviously, to
I
try and
know.
get you to get into your depths of why, you know,
Yeah.
why when you change and you want to drink and, you got to try and get to that, to what's causing that and things,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, I just think with everything that went through plus, I did lost I lost one of my friends to addiction actually. And she was in New York and they found her on her apartment. I guess one of the whatever whoever was they were smoking, and I guess it was laced with fentanyl.
hmm
So,
Oh,
and
fentanyl.
when they called me and I to find out, and that was actually my childhood best friend. We ran away when we were 16, 18, and unfortunately she got caught up there and I left that life. So I mean my life has just been all over the place, and for me to actually had to tell their family. Actually, my daughter had to tell her, and she's actually one of is it my that's how I met her father, my older's father. That's how I met her, and so we used to be in contact and everything. And I received, a letter on December, and for her to come visit it, for me to visit her. And I was looking at her Facebook. I think I regret a lot because I was looking at her Facebook, and I always wanted to visit her, but she was a little bit more out there, and I wanted it to get more out there than I was already, what I was
mm,
already suffering. So I think I, didn't, proceed to go see her. So that right there to me is a regret, because on 2000 and I think it was 2020 and 2000 or 2021 when we received a phone call that she was dead. And we
so,
knew that was gonna happen, but the fact that that happened, that kind of like definitely hurt me. And then having people the shootout, that we had, like I had two of them, which was 2019 and 2020. So it's just been an ongoing situation, and that my my first boyfriend got shot. So basically I just feel like people are aiming at me. And but I think I'm just a warrior. I'm just trying to like continue to just fight this demon, and you
excuse me.
know trying to launch out and, and do whatever I can for my
Well,
kids
you're
and my
sharing it
family.
now. You're talking about it, and that's what's so
Hmm.
Which is
important.
good,
That
yeah.
people see
Yeah.
like, okay, even with several shootings and people close to you committing suicide, and the other ones being shot, you can still go on even though it's so hard. You know, today when
Mhm.
people were talking, I showed them the brace that I was wearing, and this brace. I
Yeah.
always have to think
Oh, I
about it.
love
So
it.
so this
The
part,
lady
this
was.
first one,
I love your logo, by the way.
yeah, but I didn't design this. This These
Oh.
two are designed by the same person who actually tattooed those swallows on my arm, and
Mhm.
she isn't around anymore. She committed suicide 2 years ago.
She
Um,
did.
but yeah, she did
True.
because she had borderline, so she would
Borderline
really doubt
personality
herself.
disorder.
Yeah,
I think I have that too.
yeah,
Where
and
you get
it's
bored. Like, yeah, it's yeah.
yeah. The
So,
question, of course, is do you doubt yourself because you do so, and everything is wired in your brain like that? So some moments you feel good, and then you doubt yourself, or is it because you start drinking and due to trauma? Those are two very different
yeah.
things. And she always
That too.
she didn't believe that she was good enough, and I started working with her,
Mhm.
and she was amazing with what she did. But you know, nowadays I walk around with the brace, and I was like, first of all,
Mhm.
this is my logo, but second of all, I'm proud of the work she did. And
Mhm.
every now and then I talk to someone else who knew her quite closely, and then I'll say, you know, she'll always be in our hearts. And I guess that's what it's about still. I mean, just like my mom, yeah, there were some bad things happening to my mom, but there are also a lot of good things. And like today, going to the concert and sharing, like, you know, she knew it all. She knew the composers, and she was the one who, you know, that was our common ground. So yeah, and you know, on one side it hurt a little bit, but on the other side it was like, but that was my mom who knew, you know. So I try to celebrate their lives, even though I've lost them.
Yeah.
And I says that the praise is cool, so that's nice. And I don't know if either of you are already capable of embracing the lives of the other people who are no longer there, or that it's like that people are like, don't talk about it, because I've noticed that a lot of people, when they pass away, you know, for instance, there was someone who went live with Stan
Um.
on his show, on his panel,
Rose.
quite
Rose.
recently.
Has somebody that got passed away. I think it was her dad. Yeah, Rose. I
Yeah, this
think it was
wasn't
her dad.
from Rose, it was someone else. But
Oh yeah.
what I found, um, what struck me was the moment that, so she posted a lot actually, and the moment she passed away due to COVID, which was I think in November, they deleted her accounts. They took everything away. Every bit of legacy she had left was taken away, and that's what I mean. Like, why don't we celebrate the people who have been there? Yeah, and they may have passed away due to circumstances, but does that make them less valuable? Or are we going to say, you know, these were the nuggets? This was what made that person special. So that basically my question to the both of you is, so Joe, for you, um, can you embrace your hobby in a way that you can say, and you can talk about him how special he is, and actually you do every once in a while. And Mariela also, for the friends she got to miss during shootouts and suicide, can you, you know, every once in a while think about them smiling, maybe say something about it, so you can share their memories with other people.
Yeah, it's like my children did me a special book the first Christmas that Keith passed away, with all like special pictures in, and it's really, really lovely. And sometimes I'll sit there and I'll look through it, and it makes me go back to the memories of that day. So it's like a happy. I start thinking of the
Happy
happy
day.
things that we did, you know. And the book was made so lovely. It was all handmade by a friend.
Mm.
It's absolutely beautiful, really beautiful. I've actually got
Yeah.
it over there. I'll just grab it. Hold on a minute. Won't be a
Grab it,
minute.
grab it.
Yeah, that's why I love that. And so Joe, when she put up the Christmas trees, she had all these Christmas balls with pictures of Keith in there.
Of him.
Keith with the children, Keith with her, and I actually I don't know if you can hear this, Joe, but I actually asked you about Keith and
Yeah.
his memories,
Mm.
and
Yeah, you did.
it's,
Yeah.
look at the smile, look at the
I
smile
know.
there.
She's a pretty one.
He's he was so lovely. He was my best friend, my soulmate, and the love
Oh,
of my
I'm
life. You know.
sorry.
And I met him
He's
all
still
through
with you
Jason
though.
Begay, and that's the thing. You know, this movie. This is the cover. Oh,
Ah, best memories.
Oh.
Our best memories. That's so sweet.
Mhm.
and they just did all these different
Great.
Yeah.
Mm.
when my little one was christened, and it's just all done. You know, it was
Wow.
Taylor and her
That's
dad.
you? That's
No, that's
you?
my
Oh,
daughter.
that's your
That's my
daughter.
daughter. That's my eldest
Oh
daughter and my
my.
husband.
Looks just like you.
That's my granddaughter,
Mm-hmm.
and that's
mm.
my youngest and my hubby together.
Mm.
And it's just, you know,
Oh.
it's just so special memories. That's him with a load of balloons,
Yeah.
and I remember that day very well. That's me and my me. That's me and my stepmom. She passed away 6 years ago. Bless her.
Okay.
She was lovely.
Mm-hmm.
And that's my daughter, my grandson and granddaughter.
Hmm.
That's my hubby and my dad with my daughter's knickers on their head.
That's funny.
Don't worry, they were new knickers. They were clean. And that's me and my friend Debbie.
mm.
She was the one I was
Nice.
telling you about. That was there all the way through when Keith died.
Hmm.
That's my
That's great.
that's my that's me and my son.
Okay.
That's me and my eldest daughter. That's my daughter, son-in-law, and the bubby, granddaughter. Then that's my dad, hubby, and Ellen when she got awards for dancing and singing. Um, that's my son and my hubby together, pulling faces.
Hmm.
And these women here, we called ourselves the witches of COVID. We all lost our husbands to COVID, and we all met up. Um,
Really?
yeah, we all met up through a group on Facebook. Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's hubby, my daughter and son, and that's me and hubby when we first sort of met. That was the night after. That was the night after the movie with Jason Begay.
So
That
cute.
was, and that's my friend Sarah.
Yeah.
Um, that's me and my daughter. That's my son and daughter. That's my Ellen and my granddaughter.
Mhm.
Um,
That's beautiful book.
yeah, and it was made by hand, and it was so beautiful. That's my eldest son and
Yes.
daughter at mine and hubby's wedding, and that's me
Mhm.
and hubby at our wedding.
There you go.
Yeah.
Mhm. He's
And
so
Anna's
pretty.
giving you all these hearts.
yeah, and it's lovely.
Mhm.
They wrote a little verse in, but yeah, and it was so special. You know, when I got that, oh my god, I was crying happy tears because it was so beautifully made, and it was made with love from my children. You know,
Mhm.
something like, and it was the best gift ever. The best gift ever they could have
Mhm.
given me. I didn't want
Yes.
anything else. That was just so special, really special, and that. So yeah. So and then I had other books done, just normal books with photos in that people. My friend done me. Like it's just photos of me and hubby when we
Beautiful.
got married.
Oh,
When we got married,
nice. Look at
it's
you.
when we got married, and you know, and, they're really special. So when I feel really down, I sort of get them out. And this picture here is the 5 women, me and the 4 women. That's all our husbands that died from COVID on there. And
I'm
so,
sorry about that.
thank you. So when I miss him, I sort of sometimes get the book out and then I look for the pictures and think of the time, you know, that was happening around when the pictures were taken, you know. And it's really nice. It's just special, something special to keep. And they're doing one of my sister for me as well for this Christmas. So yeah,
Yeah.
so that'd be
So
a special one.
who would you like to? I'm because this is beautiful, Joe, and people did it for you, which
Yeah.
is of course kind of special. And the question, of course, becomes if other people aren't doing it for you, then what can you do yourself to honor those who you have loved? So what could you do, Mariela, when you miss your boyfriends or the other friend you were talking about?
I have a little ceremony for them. Like a little. I have like a pictures and stuff that, and I have a candle that I light
Mm-hmm.
every day. Yeah, I have that like right up here. Let me see. My phone might die. My phone might die. I'm just letting you know. I'm in 1%. That's why I have this video. But look. So just in case if I die, okay? Well, the phone, you know. But look, I just keep him up here.
Oh,
That's
it's like me.
that's
I
him.
have all stuff like that as well with my
Yep, I
hubby.
him.
Yeah.
Yeah. But this was my best friend. Like, look, this was
Oh,
Yeah.
see.
oh,
And
yeah.
allow
So I
yourself
have
to
them here. I
celebrate.
have them almost like here. This is when we first, when this is like back, this was when we were 18, 20. So that's actually my daughter's father, the big one's father, and that's her cousin. That's basically her cousin was my best friend,
Hmm.
and
Yeah.
that's how my daughter came through, the big one.
Yeah.
And then, but then, yeah, that's basically her. That's how I met her, and then that's how I met her father.
The
Okay.
phone's
The
died.
phone officially died. Yeah.
Oh, bless her.
And
Oh, she's going through a
it's
rough time. I just
yeah,
wanna, I
it's the
wanna
lack
reach
of
out to
support.
her. Yeah, that is it. This is the problem nowadays. A lot of people do not understand what you're going through. This is the trouble, and sometimes you feel like you're a burden to reach out to people. Like when Keith died, after about 6 months, 7 months, I was like, I found it very hard to reach out to my friends, you know. And I used to think, oh my God, they're probably fed up with hearing me talk about it. Probably fed up, oh God, here she goes again. COVID, COVID, COVID. Her husband died, you know. I used to think that in my head all the time. And I was probably wrong, but that's how I felt. And that's why I sort of, there's only one friend, that was my friend Debbie, Dean and Debbie, because they were my rock all the way through when Keith died. They were fantastic. Um, like with Ellen, everything. And I've only been friends with them for 4 years. And yet I had friends that I've known for years that I couldn't even turn to, you know?
Mm,
And that hurt more than anything because I was like, you're supposed to be my friend. You're supposed to check up, see how I'm nothing, nothing. And it was quite hurtful, you know? And I just don't understand, like, how people can just turn their back on someone that's going through such a hard time like that, you know? Because I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't turn my back on one of my friends if they said, "Oh yeah, well my husband's died," or you know, or I've lost a child, or I've lost a friend. I'd be like, "Oh my God, you know, I know what it's like. Talk to me," you know. I couldn't just say, "Oh yeah, whatever. See you later." I couldn't do that, you know.
Mm.
It's I just some people just really do not understand what it's like to
Well, they
suffer
say
mental
that
health.
sometimes you need to have experienced it first in
Mm.
order to actually know
To
what
actually
they are
know
talking about.
what it's like, yeah.
Yeah, and personally, I don't think everyone should be like that, but I do know that, it's when you say I understand, but you haven't been in that same situation, you don't actually understand, but you can
No, no.
but you can try
Try to understand and
to
listen and
yes,
yeah, yeah.
yeah,
And which I know are probably some people as well, like find it hard to speak to somebody that's lost someone close to them and they haven't. They're probably thinking, "Oh my God, what do I say?" Or or you know, I don't know what to say, or you know. And I suppose some people find it hard to connect with people, you know. So I suppose in a way, because they've never been through it or they've never suffered with mental health, you know. And when people say, "Yeah, snap out of it, just do this, I'll get on with it." If only it was that easy, you
yeah.
know.
That's not
It's
working. That's not
no,
working.
that's
Snap out of
like
it.
if if it was that easy, don't you think we would
But
do that?
those who know about grief and also the
Mm,
professionals, they say grief is not something you can put a time limit on. But
no.
I do remember that a lot of people have lost someone else. Do you see that Mariella's also texting alongside or commenting? A lot of people actually say like, yeah, we can only grieve for a short amount of time. And so I heard that growing up that, within a year you were not supposed to grieve anymore. And I was like, that doesn't make sense.
Oh,
And it
thank you,
doesn't make
Mariella.
sense. And
No,
it
it's
literally doesn't make sense that
mm,
it would be over and done with within a year because and what I've experienced having lost both my parents. So for me, it's very different when I talk about my dad versus when I talk about my mom. Um, but it's like everything I've experienced with them in life, especially now my mom is gone. It's like it's all all there again, and I'm sort of reliving it, the good times, the bad times,
yeah, yeah, you do.
everything, and you cannot just say, and especially so the situation where you are in is you not only have lost a loved one, you also have lost someone who was actually your rock, your support, and who took care of things, and now you're on your own and you have to do it. So when my dad
Mhm.
passed away, of course my brother, my sister, and I, we tried to be there for her and help her out to learn. Okay, so when you do grocery shopping, yes, of course, you can buy a cauliflower which is smaller, but it doesn't make sense to buy one which is smaller but is two times as expensive versus the bigger one which is only half the price. And yeah, you may have to throw some food out, but you do
Yeah.
save, on the money.
No,
And
yeah.
and those kind of things, she had no clue because my dad had kept her away, which of course isn't good.
Mm.
And then when I hear Mariella's story, uh,
I feel
all I
so
can
sorry
think
for
about
her.
is like, where is your support? Where are your friends you
Yeah,
can talk to,
she
or
needs.
outsiders who
Yeah,
you can talk to? Because that's what you need when the
she
moment
does.
that you want
She
to
needs a lot of
drink.
support.
Yeah, that's when you actually want someone.
Mm.
You want to say to someone, "Help me now," because I'm on the
Yeah,
verge of
that
starting
is
to
a cry.
drink.
It is a cry. Yeah, it's a cry for help. She
Yeah,
needs somebody to be there for her that can listen to her every day, and you know, and help her relax and take some pressure off her with her child. Like, you know, interact with a child, but just give her a time out for an hour or half an hour where she can just go in a room, sit, relax, read, you know, something like that. She needs to have that bit of self time as well, which she doesn't get. And this is
Yeah.
a problem
And we
looking
see
after
it
a
every
disability
time, eh?
child. Yeah. And looking after a disability child with autism. Because I know by my friend when her son was autism, oh my God, her life was so hard. And I was, even now, I look at her and I go, do you know what? You are one remarkable lady. And so is Mariella, because to deal with a child who's got autism and that, it is not an easy job. It is one of the hardest jobs going ever. It is
Yeah.
one of the hardest because just looking after children normally is hard enough.
It's already
But when
hard.
you've got, yeah, but a special needs child, 24 hours you're caring for them, you're watching them constantly. And this is her problem. She doesn't get no time to herself. She doesn't
Yeah.
have that break where she could just go off into a room, and it's
And
hard. And I
recharge.
really do, yeah, I really do feel sorry for her, especially watching her earlier on talking like she was getting upset. It really broke my heart. I just wanted to hug her, you know, because that's what she needs. She needs a
Yeah.
love and support. She's not got it, and it's so sad.
No. Well, the good thing about it is a few months ago, well, probably more like half a year now, you started talking about it for the first time, and I remember you crying on screen for
Yeah,
probably
yeah,
the first couple of times you
yeah.
did. And now Mariella is slowly
Doing the same.
starting to
Yeah,
share her
for
story,
yeah,
and I hope that and she's giving us all those hearts and thank yous, and I really hope that by her sharing her story about what it's like to not be heard when you have a special needs kid, and not and being a single parent with a kid who has
yeah,
special needs, that someone or more people are going to say, okay, we know about it and we are going to help you. And I know I talked about it. Ellen, she already reached out because she felt it instantly, like she needs the help. So we did an
yeah,
instant live straight after we talked about it, and together
mm,
with Mariella. But of course it's still hard, and if
yeah,
it stops,
mm,
and you actually need someone else to pull you out of it, because
yeah.
when you are experiencing it all yourself, you don't have the energy. So you need
No, that's
someone
right.
who is there, who understands how things work, and can get you
Yeah.
to chill. So I mean, if Mariella would have someone who could drop by like
Just go
daily,
by
and
exactly
and
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 just
and,
give
and
her,
for an
yeah,
hour or half an hour, you know, she could do her own
yeah.
thing, that already would
Mm.
make a difference.
But I
But
think it's
also,
good that she talks to you though, because it's like she lets a lot out. She's letting more and more out every time, which is good. Because
yeah,
where you let her join, she's coming more and more releasing it out, which is probably good for her anyway, which will help. So, you know,
yeah. And I have to applaud you, Mariella, because I know you're listening in, um, for the fact that you have been sober for a couple of days now, because last time you said it, you were battling with it, struggling. Um, but the fact that you said to yourself, "Okay, I'm going to stop it," and I'm so it's maybe for you, it's like, yeah, but I had a setback, and I'm thinking like, yeah, you had a setback, but you are doing it again. You have
exactly,
stopped it,
exactly, yeah.
and that's
And
what
that's
it's
good.
about.
Mm.
And
And
when
that's
we
a good
talk,
step forward. Yeah,
yeah,
because she knows there's a problem, so she's putting her foot down and thinking, right, and that's a good way of thinking because she knows that she can do it. It's going to take time. She will still have relapses and that, but she knows that she
yeah.
can move forward.
And with when it comes to trusting the process and taking forward one step forward, three steps back,
Yeah,
I am more like, yeah, it's one step back and then you take a couple of steps forward.
step forward. Yeah, I
And
like
I
that one.
mean, if you, Mariella, can actually tell yourself, I need to stop doing this, and you stop it, even though the circumstances um, are the same, that's a big win. And yes, if you get help more, that's
Mm.
what's so important. That's what you need in
Yeah.
order to be able
Yeah.
to get moving. And that's why it's so important to just talk about it. Share
Mm.
your story, write about it, do it on video. And that's how you reach out to people. It's because people like you, Joe, and people like Mariella and Anna, when she's commenting, are sharing their stories,
Yeah.
that other people actually get to realize, hey, so on one hand it's educating other people, uh, not only to that what they can do, but also how they can react to someone who's had traumatic experiences or are in certain
Mm.
situations. But it's also about expressing yourself and getting a little bit of relief just by expressing it. And the more you say it, I'm not going to say it ever gets easy. It sort of gets easier.
Yeah, easy. It
Mm,
never always goes. It's just.
and it doesn't have to go. You can still hold on to the beautiful memories which are there.
Mm.
And I guess that's the most important thing, that um, just because someone is gone, it doesn't mean that the memories are no longer there.
No,
But
that's
yes,
right.
but when you do need some extra support because you have lost other people, because you have to do it on your own, it's just keep reaching out, just keep sharing your story, and one day there is that right person. I mean, remember, today I actually said it was that my friends came over to the concert venue. I see a smile from Anna. Um, uh, that we went touring through Europe, and I realized, like, this isn't going to work. I already had one surgery. I'd been to multiple other surgeons ever since, and no one was listening to me. Yeah, they listened to me, and then they said, well, we can't do anything, or this and that. It's never been done, and we're not going to do it. And but because they were there, it was like, yeah, I need to do it again. I need to make another attempt to find someone who can help me out. And now it's
Hmm.
4 years later, 4.5 years later, and here I am. And I'm like, yeah, over half a year now, I haven't used my crutches anymore. Yes, okay, I've got two braces, other joints than, where it started out with. Although they were actually a lifetime of problems for me. But if I hadn't kept speaking out, asking people about it, and if I hadn't found the motivation to go do it, and that's the thing, I needed 4 years ago. I needed to be with those friends and realize, like, this is no way of living. I cannot just go anywhere because I'm always bound by crutches. And by the way, it hurts. The crutches weren't the main issue. It's annoying because you can't hold anything because you're holding the crutches. But it was the constant uh, pain and having to put my foot up, knowing that I was limited in my walking and all the stuff, that actually was way more frustrating. And people not a lot of people just didn't see it, so they wouldn't move out of the way. And of course, for me, my whole center was me at that moment, because I felt like, why don't you see it? Why don't you go to the left or to the right, or don't you see I'm in pain? And of course they don't. But that's what it felt like to me. Like, why don't you see what's going on? And it wasn't until I found someone who actually did see it and did listen to me, of course, together with the friend who helped me support through it all the time. That it's now 4 years later that I'm learning to walk better, and of course, it goes with highs and lows. like 8 or 10 weeks ago, I barely could walk 3 feet. No, I can can do a mile again, and sometimes 2 miles. Um, but and now I can get to, oh yeah, that's right. So I've got mind space for other people again, and like, oh yeah, I'm actually doing the same thing. Oh, hang on. Maybe I should be a little bit more considerate of what other people are going through, and I'm not Rami. I'm not the only one in the world who's experiencing these problems. And of course, there's a whole difference when I'm talking on video camera, or I'm walking outside and I'm on my own and I run into someone, or someone runs into me. Um, but yeah, it's keep reaching out, keep speaking up, keep looking for people who can actually support you, keep trusting that someone is out there who will listen to you. But you need to keep going, you need to keep saying it, and because otherwise things won't change. The moment that you give in, that's when it's done. And that's why I'm proud of both you, Joe, and of course Mariella, that they did. And we also know about Anna and her story. She reached out too, and that made a difference too. So it's the when people actually reach out and dare to share, that things can change, and that applies to all four of us, basically. So, okay, so we've been going live for almost an hour and a half, and I can tell, Joe, you are tired.
Bit tired,
Um,
yeah.
yeah, so I think this is a good time to start wrapping things up. So, Mariella, if you want to leave a comment, Anna, if you want to leave a comment, please do, about maybe some last words. Either one of you wants to share. And then I'm going to ask Joe in the meanwhile, is there anything you want to share, Joe?
I just basically, if you are alone, try reaching out like Mariella did, like I did. There's always somebody out there, even if it's someone across the continent, the other side of the world. If you can get to talk to these people, message these people, it will help you so much. Believe me, it does help. And there's always a way to get through this. It takes time. It takes a hell of a lot of time. It's not an easy job. It's not, never will be. But please just reach out and do what you can. There's always somebody out there that will talk to you and support you. Like as I said, me and Mariella, we thank you. So did um, Anna too. And like as I said, if I didn't start talking to you, I would never have a year ago would never say, "Oh yeah, I'll be doing this on YouTube." Yeah, I'll be never in a million years. And it can work and it can happen to you because it has me. So
Yeah.
please
And
reach out.
and it's like what Mariella says, it takes time. It takes
Yeah,
time.
it
And
does.
that's I've thanked so many people today. One of them I knew, because he was the one I knew I could reach out to, and he knows I won't take disadvantage of it because he has seen me backstage doing all the stuff for the other people, even when I was
Mm.
still walking on crutches. So
Yeah,
so he knew, but that doesn't. And hadn't seen him for a couple of years due to COVID. So we talked a little bit, and then I said, okay, today I want a selfie. So we exchanged numbers. Um, but it's, and I mean, we were talking about someone who lives in a different city, but he was made an impression on me, and he was willing to help me, and he did it because he saw me working for other people. And that's the way we are connected in strange ways. And we do one thing for one person, another one picks up on it, and
yeah,
that's how the ball gets rolling. That's what I
yeah,
sincerely believe.
definitely.
That's how the ball gets rolling. So Mariella says, will do. Anna sent us kisses. And by the way, we got hearts too from Mariella. So I'm going to wish you all a good night. Remember, if you want to and you need to learn about speaking out, just go and find the link in the description, which is also on my Instagram in my bio, chikarucc.com. Start to speak out now. And you can always do a free coaching call if you really need help. So I do not respond to people who just say hello or hi, beautiful. Yeah, sorry, doesn't resonate with me. Of course, I take the compliments, but this is about being serious.
Yeah.
So, ladies, thank you for having been here. That also includes, of course, Anna, who we haven't seen, but I know she's always there.
Yeah.
Mariella has to laugh
Lovely,
about it.
Anna. Bye, Mariella. Big kisses and big kisses to your little girl too, and Anna too. Big kisses.
Yeah, and
And to you, of course, Lady Lexi.
thank you so much. And hang on to it. You will get there.
Yeah.
Trust it. You will get there. Keep
Yeah.
speaking up. Keep speaking up.
Yeah.
And now I need to do something in order to end the live. And there it is.